Now imagine this, imagine you are in a job interview and everything is going well so far at least. And we're coming to the point where the interview is coming to a close. And obviously you may want the job, you may love the company, you may love the products and services that they sell, and you really want to work here. And now what exactly do you need to do to close this job interview to ensure the potential employer that you are going to be the best candidate for that position? And how do you also stand out from the rest of your competition so that they are actually going to hire you? So in this video, I'm gonna show you one of the best ways you can close out an interview to get the employer to feel confident in your ability, stand out from the rest of the competition, and get your dream job. Now before we go ahead and get started, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell if you want to see more videos like this every single week. Now with that said, let's go ahead and dive right in. Now in this video, what we're gonna specifically focus on is the ending of an interview, meaning how do you close out that interview to leave a lasting positive impression. Now the first thing you want to do is that, when you are interviewing for a job, essentially you are competing for every other person or with every other person who wants that same job. And the employer may have a lot of reasons for why they may be hesitant to hire you and may be less hesitant to hire another person. So what you want to do towards the interview is you want to find all of the reasons for why an employer is not going to hire you, right? And this may sound a little scary at first because you're essentially, flushing out all the negative things somebody sees about you. But the reason for why you want to do this up front is because if you do not do it, the employer is going to think about it in their heads after the interview, and you are not there to influence their decision. If you are in the interview and towards the end of the interview and you just bring up all the objections for why someone isn't going to hire you, you're going to be able to handle those objections. And so what's going to happen is that the employer is going to have no reason not to hire you. This is the exact position that you want to be in. Now in the sales world, this is called handling objections, right? So whether you're selling or if you are in an interview, you are always selling yourself in some capacity. So some common objections that you might come across is that maybe they feel you don't have enough experience, or maybe they don't like your attitude, or maybe they're not sure whether or not you can actually perform on the job, right? There can be an infinite amount of objections depending on how the interview went. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you how to tackle these objections head on in a way where it doesn't hurt your status and it doesn't make you look like a worse candidate, and actually does the reverse effect and makes you the strongest candidate. So here is what you're gonna say to uncover these objections and eventually handle them, right? So now I'm gonna do a little role playing. I'm gonna be, the person going for a job, talking to my employer. So towards the end of the interview, what I'm going to say is, now from our conversation so far, everything seems to be going great, and I can really see myself being a great fit for this position. But before we go ahead and move forward with what the next steps will be in the interview process, I want to ask if there were any hesitations or reasons for why you might feel I may not be a good fit. Because if there are any hesitations, it would be beneficial to talk about them now while we have the chance here. And then from there, you're basically opening up the dialogue for the employer to give you any hesitations or reasons for why they won't hire you. All you gotta do is let them speak and they will tell you these objections, right? And then from there, once they tell you these reasons for why they may or may not hire you, then you can move forward with handling those objections. Now, this might sound scary at first, right? Because again, you are allowing the other person to tell you your own flaws, but it's absolutely necessary because they're gonna think about it anyways. So they might as well have a conversation with you during that interview so that you can influence their decision as they think about your flaws. And sometimes you may not even have any flaws. There might be some miscommunication that happened in their interview. So, in the case of miscommunication, you're gonna be able to correct that by addressing these hesitations head on. And when it comes to handling these objections, here's a very simple way to do it. Whatever objection they give, you want to make sure you understand, right? Have empathy for the other person and see where they're coming from. So if someone says that, hey, you seem really great, I like your attitude, but I don't feel like you have enough sales experience, for example, right? And I'll say, okay, That's totally fair. I understand why you might feel that I don't have the necessary sales experience to succeed at this job, and I totally get it. However, and then from there, you give them a reason for why you're gonna overcome that objection. So you could say, however, in the past, I had a lot of roles that, dealt with persuasion and influencing people, and it's very similar to sales. And even though I don't have that much traditional sales experience, in a way, I've always been selling my entire life. And I know that if I am in this position, right, if you hire me, then I'm going to have a great attitude and I am going to learn how to sell your specific product on the job, okay? I'm very coachable, I listen to feedback, I don't take criticism negatively, and I'm always looking to learn and improve. So even though I don't have the sales experience that you were necessarily looking for right off the bat, I know I do have skills in influence and persuasion, and I know I can learn on the job and succeed working at your company. So, I mean, with that said, even though I don't have the necessary sales experience that you're looking for, do you feel that with my attitude and my past experience that, we might be able to overcome that? And then you start the dialogue and they might say, yeah, that totally makes sense, and they start looking at your potential versus just looking at your resume, right? And really, people hire people. They don't hire, what's on a piece of paper. So if you're able to communicate these things and handle these objections, your chances of getting the job are a lot higher. So in the event that they do not have any hesitations or objections, and when you ask them, if they have any, they say, nope, we're all good. Here's a challenge with that. If this happens, they may have some type of objection, but they do not want to tell you directly for whatever reason. So what you want to do is you want to really pull it out of them, right? Because if you leave it as a mystery, that doesn't do you any good, but you really need to understand what these objections are during your interview. So if they say they don't have any objections, you could say, okay, I totally understand that. That makes sense. So, based on everything that we talked about, do you feel that you have everything you need to know in order to make an offer right now? Right? This is a really ballsy and bold way to do it, right? You could do it in a more subtle way. However, essentially what you're doing is you're saying like, hey, do you have everything you need to move forward? And if they say no, then you can talk about why. What else do they need to see in order to make a decision? And if they say yes, they might just give you the job right there, right? Assuming that you did everything correctly. So, you definitely want to get a yes or no. You really need to get a feeling of whether or not you will get the job. If you are in maybe land, right, and you're not really sure, you need to ask the right questions, the hard, challenging questions to get the answer from the employer so that you know what your chances are. You never want to just leave it as a maybe and say, great, I'll keep in touch, because people who do that, they will never get the job usually. So now that we learned how to handle objections when it comes to an interview, now it's time for you to close out the meeting. You definitely want to make a stronger impression. You don't want to say like, okay, great, keep in touch, because that doesn't leave a strong, lasting impression. Instead, what you want to do is you want to first appreciate the person's time and just show them how much you actually want to work with them at their company. So you say something like, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and interview me today. I really learned a lot about your company, and I hope you learned a little bit about me. I just want to let you know that personally for myself, I really feel strongly about this company. I can see myself, working with you guys and contributing as much as I can. So, now that you know where I stand, I hope, you feel the same way. But if not, that's totally okay. So with that said, thank you again for your time. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Right? So pretty much all I'm really doing, you don't have to do it in those exact words, but you're just letting the other person know how much you really want the job, how excited you are. Don't sound desperate, but just show that you can, have energy, bring energy into the company and make a positive contribution, because that is what people are looking for. So that said, those are going to be some of my best tips when it comes to closing out your interview, no matter what kind of job you are going for. And if you learned a little something, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit the notification bell. In the comments, let me know what you found most valuable in this video, because I'm always curious to learn, how you're applying these skills into your everyday life. And also let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future, right? Do you want to see more interview videos, or you want to see more sales training videos? So let me know in the comments what type of videos you want to see so I can make it for you guys. So with that said, my name is Patrick Dang, and I will see you guys in the next one.